the next man up mentality. This is football. Things happen, injuries happen. But as far as that situation, it's next man up.
Did you see the Brandon Smith hit / replay? What did you think about all that?
I thought that he was going for the ball, personally, but ref called that play. It happens.
How was the transition for you this week in practice?
It was good. I mean, as far as that transition, I've been playing it for a pretty long time, so it wasn't a hard transition at all.
Is there any chance of a residual effect of this game just because it was so tough? It was really hard in later games.
Nah, not at all. I mean, that's why guys like me come to Penn State. Like we're tough. We'll put it behind us, and then we're gonna grind to the next one, and that's Minnesota.
Spiritually is what I was talking about too.
Yeah. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, we're good.
All right.
On to the next one.
Can you evaluate Cam Brown, Jake Cooper, and Manny Bowen's play today?
Cam did step up. He did really well. Coop's a very smart guy. So is Manny. I mean, the way we could just go to different kind of positions for all of us is something we're really good at doing.
Cohen, what's your flexibility at linebacker in terms of what positions you can play?
Only Sam. We have this dollar package, third down package. I go to like a buck. But it's just it's a linebacker, but it's really a safety position, a fast linebacker. Yeah.
Have you ever played any other linebackers?
No.
Considering the situation, you might be called. Who knows?
Nah, not at all. I mean, the only thing I know is Sam right now. Yeah.
What's sort of the mentality on the field? We see Jan's force you in there, and Jan goes down, and you lose Brandon there. I mean, just how do you sort of keep going through that?
I mean, just stay together as a family. Toughen it out, kind of, and just like I said, next man up, and everyone's good at that next man up mentality.
Knowing that Taco is coming back this week, what kind of threat does he pose on an opposing defensive line?
Obviously, he's a really good pass rusher. He's a great player. But I mean, we go into every week, prepared to play anyone. So.
Brian, they do anything different? They do anything different? They got the cornerback, Jordan Lewis, and they play press coverage on the outside with crowd of the box. Is that kind of what you've been used to seeing first month of the season, or no?
I mean, that's what we saw in film, so that's what we expected. So we just got to go out there and execute better.
Knowing that you guys were expecting that from them, was it a physicality thing? I think, like you said, execution played a part of it.
Yeah, we got to obviously be a lot more physical up front and everywhere else on the field, But I think we just have to go out there and execute a lot better.
Thanks, Brian.
No problem.
Brian, you guys scored 30 points in each of your first 3 games. You almost got 40 on Pitt. To be held down today, what was the one or two things you think that really affected the game, other than obviously Michigan's talent on defense for you?
Us as offense in general, we have to operate a lot better, a lot less mistakes, communicate a lot better, and be a lot more physical.
Probably something that we'll be able to see more when we look at the film. I mean, right now, it's tough to look at the positives after that.
Trace, now that you have a Big Ten football game start to finish under your belt, can you evaluate the physicality, and is there a change from week to week that you've seen?
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely physical. Michigan's a very physical defense. I mean, one of the first things that I always saw that jumped out of film is they're fast, they're aggressive, and every time they get to the ball, they arrive violently at the ball every single time. So that's something that was the first thing that jumped out to me on film watching these guys. And these guys arrive at the ball with bad intentions, and I mean that showed today. They're very physical, and we need to be more physical up front, and I need to be better in our pass game. I need to take some shots, stay in there, and not get antsy. I need to just take a shot if I'm going to take it, but I got to make sure I complete the ball. So I mean, definitely there's a little bit of change of physicality from the previous games to this one, but it's something that we'll continue to improve on and get better at.
Thanks,
How about
Trace.
the speed at which you had to make decisions and reads and stuff like that? It seemed like it was ridiculously fast today. Is that how it felt to you?
I mean, I could tell it was a little bit of a speed change, but not ridiculously fast. I mean, it wasn't that. Things were flying around, and I couldn't tell what was going on as far as that goes. But I mean, definitely there's a speed factor that, like I said, those guys are fast and they're aggressive, and they fly around, and their entire team flies to the ball, and they gang tackle, they hit hard, and they arrive violently, like I said. So yeah, the speed of the game wasn't a huge factor. I mean, they're definitely fast defense and fly around, but it wasn't crazy.
One more. What's it going to take from you guys to be able to rebound and not let this hit you guys linger? We just have to be really honest. You know, we can't go into film and kind of sugarcoat or kind of make any excuses for what happened. You know, we have to be honest with ourselves, realize that it did happen, and then kind of grow from there.
And offensively, what do you guys think that you need to do to be able to play against this kind of competition in the Big Ten?
Yeah, we gotta execute a lot better. We gotta execute on third down. We can't have like that many third down 3 and outs, things like that. So those look like 3 and outs, drop passes, things like that. We can't have those. When we play in a game like this.
And on the other end of the ball, defensively, you guys are you've lost a lot of linebacker position. What is it the mentality for you guys thinking about what's going on in that position?
Yeah, I mean it's always a next man in mentality. Obviously we have a lot of guys that have been down, but we have to. The young guys have to be ready to step in. We have a lot of faith in them that they'll be ready to do that. It's just coming down to preparing and being ready.
And for those of you who are the leaders on the team, how do you make sure that these young guys are prepared and that people don't let this get to them too much?
Yeah. I think the main thing for us is just to kind of lead by example. Kind of show them the way to prepare. So that like now that there are opportunities here, that they're ready to take advantage of.
Chris, you probably already answered this already, so pardon me, but what wasn't clicking with the pass game, especially early on?
I don't know if there was anything that really wasn't clicking. More so, we just weren't executing. Like myself, I had a couple of drops in there that that I take. I take pride in not having drops. So those things really get at me, and I had a couple of those in this game. I feel like they would. If I caught those passes, they would have been pretty big for us. So I take a lot of the blame for the early passing game, things like that.
What were they doing that was working for them?
I mean, they were giving us a couple different looks, up front as well. Just getting different pressure looks, kind of speeding up our process. And so, when the ball is in the air, we just weren't making the plays. They're a really good team, and when you play a really good team, you can't have the mistakes that we're having.
Hey, Chris, when you lose a game and keep this lopsided, you have a lot of young guys, beat up guys, some people might think you're gone. How do you make sure that this team doesn't?
I mean, it's up to the leaders of the team. We have to, like I said, we have to lead by example, show the young guys the way to prepare and the way to be ready for our next game. And we have to be really critical of ourselves when we watch the film to make sure that we don't repeat the same mistakes.
After a game like today, one thing I really say is just got to learn from it. Obviously, we lost. Obviously, we're not happy. Obviously, we're upset about it. We just got to go back on Sunday, watch film, and learn from it. We got a tough schedule still coming. Big Ten, still got a lot of Big Ten games. 2-2 right now. The season's far from over.
Have you been through a game like this on this end before? And what was it like?
I think you could say last year, Michigan State. We had a pretty bad loss against them. But just like I said, we learned from it, put in the past, and just got to move on.
What are you going to say to any of the kids, the younger players who might be shaken up by this whole experience, if anything? Maybe it's not your style.
I talked to Miles after he fumbled. I told him that, listen, keep your head up. You got 3 more years here, 3 more years, and however so many games we have this season. And just told him that he's a heck of a player and he's a big time player. And the situations like this will come again. We're going to have a lot more games, and a lot of games that are big-time games, and just learn from it. And when your time comes, your opportunity comes, just take full advantage of it.
It really seemed like on both sides you guys just got whipped up front. You got whipped at scrimmage. And is there really anything you can do about that functionally in a game when that's going on?
We just got strained. The O-line just got strained in our pass protection and our run game. And I gotta make my guys miss. Sometimes I make my guys miss this game. And just overall as an offense, we just gotta play a lot better. We gotta trust each other, believe in each other, and we gotta believe in the system.
Statistically, you did pretty well, but your other playmakers couldn't get the ball enough times. What's it like on your offense when you're just not getting enough guys involved in the offense?
That's what this offense is really built around. We have a lot of playmakers with Hammy, Godwin, and Mike, and all them guys. And we just try to get our playmakers in space. And Michigan did a really good job. They're number 4 team in the country for a reason. They're a heck of a team. Their defense was awesome. Superstars all around there. But like I said, I mean, I think we're a lot better than what we've shown. We showed some spurts where we were able to move the ball down the field, and we just have to be more consistent.
What didn't you guys show today? What didn't you think you did well?
We weren't who we were in the last 3 games.
or how we were in camp. We're way better offense than that, and we believe we are, and we know we are. And the great thing is that we've only played 4 games so far, and we still have however so many games left to prove ourselves, and our goals are still in line. It's a Big Ten. Anything can happen, and we just got to stay focused and take it day by day.